So I am a feminist life coach, and I work with women to work on their internal barriers, things like self-doubt, internalized misogyny, the things that are holding them back in their life, so that then they're able to not only do the things that they want to do in their lives, but also to, one of the things that I say is that I not so secretly radicalize women to become social justice warriors. Before I worked with Joe, I think I had this idea in my head about what a life coaching business needed to look like. And it was, very vanilla. I think I'd done my whole website kind of in pastels. It was kind of this like airy fairy, very soothing sort of image that I was trying to sort of put out to the world, which is very much not me. So the result of that is that I wasn't getting the right clients that were going to click with me, sort of when they came through the door. And Joe helped me to really kind of take the gender activism and social justice activism that I had been doing before I became a coach and kind of bring it together with the coaching work to develop a business that's much more me and is attracting the right clients and the people that I want to work with. The minute I read, kind of the little credo at the top of Joe's website, I absolutely fell in love with the work that she's doing. The pieces about like feminine conditioning were actually very aligned with the thesis that I was working on at the time. So I just got really excited, and I loved the idea of having this group to kind of be, my people in the business world, and having this kind of collective to move forward, to bounce ideas off of, to be, kind of supportive, and the sense that like we're all sort of in this together. And Joe does a really nice job of bringing together groups in that way and really creating that group cohesiveness where you feel like, okay, this is something that I can draw strength from. This is kind of something, that I can use as a platform to launch into more visibility. The people in my Supernova cohort. And I was really lucky to get to have kind of two Supernova cohorts because I was Joe's TA the year after I did Supernova. And, I'm still in contact with all of them today. Like, it was really just great to have this group of people where you're learning things together, figuring things out together, kind of the hive mind a little bit, where everybody's just kind of supporting each other, and also being able to get to the essence of what my business is about, who I am, and how to communicate that without kind of ducking in the shadows or avoiding, kind of being visible and that kind of thing. It really, I think there's a really big courage building component that kind of happens in Supernova, and that's just such a great thing, especially for women. Best thing about Supernova was that in 6 months, I went from having a business that I had been really excited about, but kind of had, in some ways fallen flat. It wasn't what I wanted it to be, to being super clear and able to say, this is who I am and this is what I do, and, kind of really be out in the world. I had done several marketing programs before doing Supernova, and every one that I did was basically walking me through the same set of exercises that were all about kind of sales tactics that I didn't feel good about. It felt manipulative. It felt like I was sort of, needlessly pushing on people's pain points. Um, and there were just a lot of marketing tactics that felt coercive to me. And the difference with Supernova was that there was none of that. Like, there are definitely marketing tactics, but they're ones that make it feel like you're collaborating with the person that you're marketing to, rather than kind of trying to coerce them into something that they might not really want to do. So, you kind of just taking all of the ickiness out of the sales process and making it something that you can be proud of instead of sort of something that you feel like, you have to go kind of rinse off after you're done, sort of thing. Immediately, like while I was still in the program, I started connecting with, paying clients who were the right fit for me. um, you know, the things that I started putting out, kind of into the world on social media, on my website, like those kind of things actually did start resulting in the clients that I wanted to be working with rather than just kind of taking whoever came. Um, and also, part of the Supernova program is like learning how to have the right conversations with people, how to talk about what you do, how to really describe the process and those kind of things. And that really helped as well, because I started landing clients from people that I was meeting in person as well. Because when somebody asked me, what do you do? I didn't sort of fumble through this like either kind of cheesy sales pitch or, kind of just clam up and like, oh yeah, I'm a coach and not really want to say anything. I was able to really clearly articulate like what I do, who I am in a way that, either resonated with people or didn't, but either way it was okay. The people that it resonated with would get curious, start asking questions. That leads to a great conversation, sometimes leads to a client or a referral. And the people that didn't get it would just kind of change the subject, and that was fine too. Those aren't my people. Any woman that I talk to that's starting a business, like I talk about the Supernova program because it's kind of like this thing that we all have to get through, this barrier of being told, both simultaneously, you're not enough and too much. And I think that Joe's program is one of the only ones that I've come across that addresses those internal barriers that happen with women when they start trying to market themselves. I think I've said this before, but I think working with Joe and joining Supernova was the single best thing I could have done for my business. I had gotten started, I had the credentials, I had a little bit of coaching experience under my belt, but it was really what I needed to kind of help me figure out exactly what my focus was and kind of push myself over the edge of going from, wanting to do these things to actually doing them.